We are back live. We had a technical problem there. Not sure what happened to that. We are back. As Hudson-Odoi collects the ball on edge of the penalty areas, Everton win a free kick for a foul by Alonso on Allen there. Hudson-Odoi not happy with that. We had a few technical problems. Not sure what happened there. We are live again for this game. Not sure what happened with that. As Everton with a free kick, which will be taken by Pickford. Mike's gone for a 3-2 Chelsea win this evening. Hopefully doing okay there. And Sigurdsson on the edge of the box for Everton. Comes to Richarlison, who goes down on the edge of the box and is in a free shooting range for Sigurdsson. Still this free kick. And Chelsea have got all to do now. In this game. Chelsea 0, Everton 0 is the scoreline. Free kick to Everton. The edge of the box continues over this. Sigurdsson also. Will it be Sigurdsson to take, or will it be Olsen? Not Olsen. Digne to take under. It's this Digne off of the wall and behind for a corner. I mentioned Olsen and then Digne or Sigurdsson there, guys. Olsen is the goalkeeper and he's not involved tonight. Let's put those teeth back in. Michael Keane's up in front of Edouard Mendy. Looking to take this corner. First corner of the game for Everton. Chelsea have had 2 so far. As the ball is in towards the penalty, out of the way. Comes out to Sigurdsson, who drives it back in. Comes to Gomez. Still alive in there. Michael Keane. Keane gets the strike away. First round ball. Nothing given. The clearance from Alonso, charged down by Sigurdsson. And on 30 minutes, it's still 0-0 between Chelsea and Everton. And Keane, Allen in there. Now James. We're through the teams next time we get a stoppage in play. Ball could potentially be looking at that Mike, but he's not stopped the play yet. Is the play still continuing? I think they have looked at it, and I think they have said no. Chelsea 0, Everton 0. Hudson-Odoi coming forward for Chelsea. Lovely turn away. And he's into Alonso. Alonso across. Havertz! And Havertz has scored! Chelsea take the lead. And it's Kai Havertz. Back in the side. There's one of 5 changes for Chelsea. And Chelsea take the lead here. After 31 minutes. I know it says little harsh on Everton. They had done well so far prior to this. But Alonso's cross. After Hudson-Odoi found him. He's played in. He's in. Havertz. And I think he may go down as an own goalie. Let's have a look at this again. Yes, he'll probably go down as an own goal by Ben Godfrey. But Chelsea won't care. They are leading by a goal to nil. Werner flicks on. Go through, who could potentially have the own goal against his name there. Is seeing the ball hit him and go beyond his own goalkeeper Pickford. And if you were to go down as an Aldgate own goal, it'd be harsh on the defender. Chelsea team news is men 5 changes Hudson Odoi, Havertz, Kovacic, Alonso and Zuma in for Mount, Chilwell, Kante and Ziyech and Rudiger. It's Mendy in goal, James Azpilicueta, Christensen, Zuma, Alonso, Jorginho, Kovacic, Havertz, Hudson Odoi and Werner, bench of Riza Belaga. He's gone down as a Godfrey own goal, incidentally, let me tell you that goal for Chelsea. Belaga, Rudiger, Silva, Conte, Pulisic, Giroud, Mount, Chilwell and Ziyech. As for Everton, it's Pickford in goal. Aldgate on a booking. Picked up a booking early on in this first half. Godfrey, Keane, Digne, Allen, Sigurdsson, the captain. It will be Richarlison, Cavallin and Gomez. Virginia, Tyra, King, Nkunu, Bernard, Broder, Davis, John and Onyango among subs. Everton 2 changes, Sigurdsson and Allen for Bernard and Decore. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Kovacic controls right back. It goes is the war between the throw for Everton. Listen to the alternative commentary, football commentary live. 33 minutes gone and it's got 34 minutes on the clock as we see that goal again. Havertz hits it towards goal. I think Pickford would have probably saved it. Come off it, Godfrey and gone in. I think that's probably why he's gone down as a Godfrey on goal. I think Havertz's shot was deflected, was going to be saved, but Godfrey with an own goal has given Chelsea the lead. Havertz trying to get on the score sheet himself now. Sees a shot blocked on the edge of the penalty area for a throw to Chelsea. Chelsea are attacking the shed end in this first half. Everton attacking the Matthew Harding stand to my right. Chelsea attacking the shed end to my left as Alonso puts pressure on Iwobi and he's back to Pickford. And Pickford hits the ball forward to Calvert-Lewin, who is fouled by Zuma and wins Chelsea a free kick. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. They've just joined us on Football Commentary Live, the alternative commentary. The ball is in forward for Zuma. Now it's Alonso to forward. And now Havertz picks up possession for Chelsea. Gomez on towards Aldgate, heads it back to Pickford. 36 minutes gone. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil thanks to an own goal from Ben Godfrey on 31 minutes. And we are moving towards half time. As Zuma commits a foul and gives a free kick to Everton, a cheap free kick he claims. Pickford did a dive, did Zuma there. But the referee, Chris Kavanagh, was having none of it. Dan Cook and James Mann wearing all the assistants. Simon Hooper, the fourth official, VAR, Mike Oliver, and he's assisted by Richard West. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. There's a scoreline. Gomez does well. Iwobi. Gomez again. Kovacic. Free kick to Everton. And Simon up and down there watching on us. He Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel wasn't an happy chappy as Everton trying to keep the score 1-0 going into the half-time interval, or even trying to snatch a goal before the break. And Man snatch running for keep all the possession as Richarlison into Gomez. Back he goes now to Allen. Allen trying to pick out Sigurdsson. First round ball, nothing given. Reece James there. The approach was against. It wasn't given. Chelsea lead by that goal to nil. That happened just a short while ago. Chelsea 1, Everton 0 is the scoreline. Yeah, on Football Commentary Live, the home of alternative commentary. And now Chelsea with Havertz to Kovacic. Lovely work. Kovacic again. Sigurdsson. Lovely ball through is Richarlison. Richarlison's ball is cut out as Christensen fetches the ball forward. Reece James now has it for Chelsea. He knocks the ball inside to Jorginho. Jorginho with the ball over the top. Looking towards Werner. Allgate is there. Allgate knocks it back to Pickford and Everton can restart from the back. Good for Willis from Pickford to kick the ball forward. Looking towards Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, who's up in attack for Everton this evening. Sometimes Richarlison drops back to make it a five-man midfield to leave Calvert-Lewin up front on his own. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Your scoreline here on Football Commentary Live, the home of alternative commentaries. Here is Jorginho to Kovacic and Mateo Kovacic out wide for Alonso. Good work for this from Alonso. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi shoots. Is blocked. Comes back to Kovacic, who keeps on the possession. And Chelsea managing this game out well as we into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Here's the scoreline. Here's Kurzuma. Azpilicueta. Jorginho, Azpilicueta again. Christensen once more. Kovacic once more. Still going Kovacic. And now Jorginho with the ball over the top. And Alonso's in behind you. Marcus Alonso shoots! And his deflects just wide of the post. Alonso with the chance to double Chelsea's lead. He deflects the wrong side of the post. Zuma did well to feed the ball forward. And plays part in that ball going forward is Pickford again now. What motionally his defensive line to keep their shape and to push out and try and catch Chelsea offside. As this Alonso corner comes in, he heads out to the edge of the box. Jorginho's left. Comes to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi down the line to Alonso. Alonso controls well back to Hudson-Odoi. Lovely way from Hudson-Odoi. Here's Allen. Does well to get the ball out wide to Digne. Look at Digne. Doing very well so far. Chelsea still winning 1-0 against Everton. Knox can lets the ball Go back to Pickford and now into Allen. And now here's Godfrey. Richarlison and Godfrey wins to the throw, which will be taken by Digne. Here's Gomez. Gomez wins the header. Digne wins the back for Everton. Or battling for every ball. They're certainly not out of this game yet. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. 3 attempts for Everton, 7 for Chelsea, 1 on target for Chelsea, no on target for Everton in the first half. I've just seen come up on the monitor in front of me. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Over the way from Hudson-Odoi, how wide it goes to Alonso. And the ball from Hudson-Odoi towards Alonso. It's cut out by Iwobi for a throw. Hudson-Odoi leave the ball and leave the throw for Alonso to take. Reminder of what's coming up here on the channel on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Join Mike Ornament for Manchester City versus Southampton. And then we'll have John Kane with Liverpool v RB Leipzig at 8 o'clock. Here's Gomez. Reversal is out. Here's Iwobi. We go from Iwobi all the way to Digne. Sigurdsson. Godfrey. Keane. Gomez. Holgate. Back to Pickford into the final minute of the first half. Come towards half time in this game. Just still leading by a goal to nil. As Godfrey comes forward, lovely run from Godfrey. He wins a throw for his side, which will then Lucadine take as we come towards the end of the first half. I think Carlo Ancelotti will be encouraged by what he's seen from his Everton side in that first half. Chelsea 1 Everton 0. It's Iwobi picks up. Iwobi inside. Still going Iwobi. How wide it goes from Iwobi to Dean. Dean with the cross in towards Cavalier in the back post. Iwobi's in there. Sets up to the edge of the box for Gomez. Gomez strikes! Saved by Mendy. And Mendy forcing to save late on in the first half. Gomez with the effort from the edge of the penalty area. And going on onto that initial cross. Iwobi kept it alive. Set up Gomez at the edge of the box. And Mendy saves into less than 30 seconds left. Final 20 seconds of the first half as 1 minute was added at the end of the first period. Chelsea leading by a goal to nil against Everton. James down the line it goes, and Godfrey controlling right back to Pickford. Olga there, and Olga hits it towards referee Chris Kavanagh as a whistle for the first half is blown, and for half time is blown as well. We are currently at half time then. The own goal from Ben Godfrey is the difference at the break at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to take a 15-minute break right now, and I'm going to hand back to our other studio and where you'll hear the voice of Mike Ornament.
Okay, thanks for that, Russ, and I'll let you go and get yourself a nice cold drink there to get yourself ready for the second half. So currently it is Everton trailing by that goal to nil Ben Godfrey scoring the own goal in the wrong net there. And actually, I've just got a stat that's come through just a moment ago from Opta Joe as well. Everton have scored 53 own goals in the Premier League. That's 7 more than any other side in the competition's history. And they've put oops. I think it's a bit more than just an oops, to be honest. But there's a little bit of a stat for you in regards to that there today. And there's a couple of comments come through as well. There's a comment here from Alex in Norfolk. He said it was very, very lucky for Kai Havertz. If it doesn't hit Godfrey, it's going miles wide and would have been an awful miss. And then Arjun as well, Arjun Singh put in, yes, great start for Kai. Doubters, please pipe down now. One man's meat is another man's poison. And that was his comment there. I'm going to run you through a couple of other messages as well. And we've had quite a few come through. I'll try and find when it slows down here. There's this comment here from Deco. Good first half, lads. More of the same in the second. And let's try to get some more goals. And also C2 Summit as well. Solid first half. And they're pleased with it. Chelsea fans. And lots more comments coming through as well. Let's have a look here. We've got loads and loads of comments coming through. So Alonso should have scored that goal. No excuse. Havertz is really fast from Limbs as well. Bring on Pulisic in place of Werner. That's from B4M Boozled. Why is Richarlison always so angry from Chikezo? It's an Everton fan, of course. Loads of comments there. In regards to this game, of course, some of it I don't understand because it's not all in English. This guy, solid first half, possession and aggressively moving forward, and Mendy has had very little work to do. That was from that C2 Summit. That was the full one in full there, and then Deco I mentioned there as well. Reece James is forever playing the ball backwards. That's from Meady as well. Changed the right side from Hades. And Cameron says, other than Kovacic and Werner being a bit sloppy, we're relatively comfortable in the first half. Should be 2-0 though. More of the same in the second. Of course, another Chelsea fan there. From Sino as well. Chelsea's been better side, no doubt, but we're still lacking the killer instinct, and we need to kill off the game early on in the second. Bring on Mount and Ziyech, and then we should be done. Zuma on the ball is a nightmare. That's from Christopher as well. Not assured on the ball at all. Christensen's having the season of his life right now. Of course, he was excellent last time out as well in the game that we covered against Liverpool. Hudson-Odoi is a baller, according to Joshua as well. Lots of great comments coming through. I'm going to run you through some other scores from games that are taking place today as well. Not just in England, but games that are happening here, there, and everywhere, really. So there's games taking place over in the Australian League. Earlier on, it was Central Coast were 2-0 victors over MacArthur. In Greece, it was AEK Athens. They got 2-0 victory over Apollon as well. There's a few games in Russia. Lokomotiv Moscow and Ruben Kazan both won their both won their games against Arsenal, Tula and Zenit, respectively. And in Turkey, Konyaspor lost at home to Fenerbahce. Trabzonspor lost at home to Alyanspor. And there was loads of other games happening as well. Of course, tomorrow we have plenty of great action in the Champions League back underway. And of course, Premier League action tonight. West Ham face Leeds from 8 o'clock. And in Spain, it's Real Betis and Alaves. They play out at 8 o'clock as well. In the Women's Super League, Bristol City play Reading. And in Italy, as I said, it's Inter Milan and Atalanta. And in France, it's Nice and Monaco as well. Tuesday games, Dortmund and Sevilla play, as do Juventus and Porto in the Champions League. And of course, there's games from the Championship, from Blackburn against Swansea and QPR against Wickham as well. Games tomorrow in League One are Wimbledon against Burton, Bristol Rovers Accrington, Charlton Northampton, Crewe Doncaster, Ipswich Lincoln, MK Dons Blackpool, Peterborough Hull, Plymouth Wigan, Rochdale Shrewsbury, Swindon Oxford, Fleetwood Gillingham, and Portsmouth Sunderland as well. with games in League Two. Bolton against Cambridge, Carlisle against Grimsby, Crawley Salford, Forest Green Morecambe, Harrogate Colchester, Leyton Orient at home to Stevenage, Mansfield against Cheltenham, Newport against Bradford, Port Vale against Oldham, Scunthorpe against Exeter, and Southend against Tranmere as well. Also, Inverness and Moreton play in Scotland, and there's games in the Vauxhall, not Vauxhall Conference now, is it these days? The National League as well, with Barnet against Wrexham, Dagenham and Maidenhead, Solihull and Stockport, Sutton and Yeovil, Altrincham and Hartlepool, and Notts County, Halifax, and Wellstone, Kings Lynn, and Woking, Boreham Wood as well are those games. There's plenty more on Wednesday as well, including the games on the channel we're going to be bringing you from the Etihad Stadium with myself, bringing Manchester City's 6 o'clock kickoff against Southampton. And then we're going to go to Liverpool and Leipzig as well for the commentary there with John Kane. Of course, PSG are 4-1 up, and they played Barcelona as well in the second leg there. And of course, Europa League on Thursday. There's plenty of games. Ajax and Young Boys, Dynamo Kiev, Villarreal, Manchester United in that cracking game with AC Milan, Slavia Prague and Rangers, Granada and Molde, Arsenal going to Olympiacos, Roma hosting Shakhtar Donetsk, and Tottenham hosting Dinamo Zagreb as well. That is Thursday. And then, of course, back into the Premier League this coming weekend. We've got some great fixtures. Newcastle Villa, of course, is on Friday. Also, there's games on Friday in the Championship. Blackburn against Brentford, and League Two with Walsall and Barrow as well, and Inverness and Raith Rovers in the Scottish Championship. And then on Saturday, there's Leeds and Chelsea. Of course, Tommy Tuchel is going to be delighted at half-time, looking likely to be 11 unbeaten. Another clean sheet as things stands at the moment as well. Palace, West Brom, Everton, Burnley, and Fulham, Man City. And then on Sunday in the Premier League, of course, we have some cracking games. Southampton, Brighton, Leicester, Sheffield United. The big one in North London between Arsenal and Tottenham. And then Man United and West Ham. And then next Monday is Wolves and Liverpool as well, which I believe we're probably going to end up be bringing you through Kieran Riley. Hopefully he'll be able to bring you that one. And then, of course, we're back into Champions League again next week as well, with Man City playing a week tomorrow. So lots of great action to bring you. We'll have loads of coverage on the channel as well. And, of course, the best way of following the channel is through the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/FootcomLive. Live, or the Twitter page, which is @CommentaryLive1. Of course, in this game, it's Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Ben Godfrey, unfortunately, putting through his own net there, with Kai Havertz having the original effort, but it took that deflection and nestled past his goalkeeper there. And very, very fortunate, because a lot of people, as I've seen there, and I saw it, myself as well, it did look like that the original chance from Havertz would have probably gone wide. So they took a big deflection, and it was the deflection that put it into the back of the net. And Chelsea are in the lead at the break. We'll hand you back to Russ for second half commentary in a little while as well. And of course, his beloved Leeds boys play at 8 o'clock away at West Ham. And of course, we hope that they can get a result for him. Of course, the current Premier League standings as well. Manchester City still leading the way quite convincingly. It's only 11 points. Well, I say it's only 11 points now. It's down to 11 points now after their shock defeat to Manchester United yesterday. Of course, the game that was covered by Stephen Copping. Also, we had Matt Isles covering the game at Anfield between Liverpool and Fulham. And again, it was a shock result there in favour of the London side, who, of course, are struggling towards the bottom of the table. Barry Swain of the commentary team, though, is going to be delighted with that one. And actually, he called it as well in our little group chat. He said it's going to end up Liverpool 0, Fulham 1. So he's definitely, knows his stuff. And of course, this game here is currently 1-0. Of course, yesterday we had some other games as well. Tottenham ran riot in the end with a 4-1 victory against Crystal Palace, a brace for Gareth Bale, and also a brace for Harry Kane. Benteke equalising for Palace. And then, of course, Tottenham getting a second, third and fourth to really kick on and get a valuable 3 points in the race for getting into Europe. And, of course, we mentioned there we're going to be covering the game on Sunday afternoon as well with myself and John Kane. It's going to be a cracking one to bring you. The North London derby, always an absolute belter of a game. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, we have some great action on the way this week, as I said. We're going to try and bring you as many games as we can get in there. Of course, as I said before, we'll probably bring you Wolves' game against Liverpool next Monday as well. And, of course, some games over the weekend. Of course, we've got the Arsenal and Tottenham game on there, but we'll have a look at Friday and Saturday's games, and I'm sure we'll bring you some on the weekend there as well, on one of those days, if not both. But we'll let you know, and of course, stay tuned to the Facebook and the Twitter pages, and you'll find out, the information there quickly, as soon as it goes up. What are we saying here? Apparently, they're now playing Life of Riley by the Lightning Seeds at Stamford Bridge. Can't hear it without thinking Goal of the Month. It's apparently a 90s thing, kids. Okay, well, I don't know the track. I'll have to listen to the track back. But, we've had some comments that I wanted to read as well, if I can go through them. I spoke about that one from Joshua and Christopher. There's a few here as well in regards to Abiola there. It said, Chelsea, beg you in the name of God, don't pass without retweeting my hustle. Okay, that's something on WhatsApp there. Some foreign spam. Didn't mean to read that one out. The one above, here we go, it's a bit hard to go through them sometimes. There you go, CFC Gabby. Need to see more from the German duo, Havertz and Werner. Well played so far, and hopefully we can bring home the win. See, that's more like it. That's something we want to read. Here, Bay, first half thoughts, Christensen superb. Kovacic needs to stop dribbling and start distributing the ball offensively. Havertz needs to do more than running offensively as well, and it's been a good first half, but there needs to be an improvement in the second offensively, and then kick on and get a second or third goal and see the game out, because obviously Everton do have threats themselves. Because hopefully we'll be back on the way, so I can hand over to Russ shortly. There was this comment here I wanted to read as well from Brava Dos as well. Tammy has been dragging his legs on his contract extension. Maybe he knew that his future at the Bridge is a myth. Kyan and Werner as a double nine work more, or just having work more than having Werner on his own or Abraham on his own. There's a few people there that want Tammy Abraham to make his mind up about his contract, and of course he's unavailable today as well. So hopefully we'll be underway shortly for the second half. I don't know when you're ready to be brought back in, Russ. Do let me know, and we'll be back over to Russ shortly for the second half action. Of course, we've had some Premier League scores already. Burnley drawing with Arsenal 1-1 this weekend. Sheffield United and Southampton. It was 2-0 to Southampton. Villa Wolves was 0-0. Leicester won 2-1 at Brighton. West Brom Newcastle was 0-0. Fulham got a 1-0 away victory at Liverpool. Man United won the Manchester derby. Spurs won against Palace by 4-1 as well. And in this one at half-time, it's Chelsea 1, Everton 0. And Chelsea cementing their place in the top four as things stands at this moment in time, with that goal through Ben Godfrey, the own goal, of course, after 31 minutes, which sees them on 50 points and 4 ahead of Everton, who have played a game less as well. And they're only going to be 3 points behind Leicester and 4 behind Manchester United there. With, of course, Everton and then Tottenham and then West Ham just behind. And then Liverpool looking in all sorts of problems at the moment, all sorts of trouble, sitting there on 43 points and 22 points off of the leaders. And, of course, that means they're massively out of the race. And Jurgen Klopp is under loads and loads of pressure. He's under heaps of pressure right now. Steven Gerrard isn't, though. He's won the Scottish title yesterday with Glasgow Rangers with the Celtic result. So the Liverpool legend there has gone on and he's got himself his first managerial title in his first role there, Steven Gerrard. But Jurgen Klopp is struggling. As are Everton in this game as well. They need to get back into it here and try and get the equaliser. Next goal is going to be crucial. And we'll see what happens. Of course, we've got 45 minutes. And then, of course, we'll be wrapping things up pretty rapidly after that. As I know Russ wants to be able to go and find somewhere to watch his beloved Leeds play. And I'm sure he'll be able to get somewhere to see that against West Ham. So, are you back underway, Russ, or the team's coming back out? Shall I hand it back over to you? I'm going to hand it back over to Russ right now for the second half, and we'll get him straight back in. It's Chelsea 1, Everton 0 at the break, and we're going to hand you over to Russ for the second half commentary from Stamford Bridge. Hopefully you enjoy it, and let's have some more goals as well.
Thank you very much, Mike. And just before the Everton are just making their way back out onto the field of play right now, what I can tell anyone listening and ready wanted to know what the Leeds team news is ahead of the game this evening. Leeds have made one change to the side from the beat Aston Villa, which sees Meslier, and the team is Meslier in goal. Llorente, Cooper, Dallas, and Calvin Phillips is back. He replaces Pascal Struijk, Click, Roberts, Costa, Rafinha, Bamford, the bench of Gabriel, Alioski, Davis, Berardi back in the squad, Jenkins, Huggins, Harrison, Poveda back in the squad after injury, and Rodrigo back in the squad after injury. So Poveda, Rodrigo, Berardi, and Phillips all back after injury for Leeds United. They take on West Ham United later on this evening. The players all back out for the second half here at Stamford Bridge, though. The game which we are covering this evening is Chelsea against Everton. Chelsea about to get us off and underway for the second half, and they have just done that right now. Second half is underway. Havertz kicked it off. Chelsea attacking the Matthew Arding stand to my right in the second half as Havertz wins the header, brings it down into Werner, and is now Alonso Hudson-Odoi trying to pick through Werner. Pickford claims the ball and nips it long downfield, looking for Calvert-Lewin and flicks the ball on all the way through to Mendy. Everton or trailing by goal, should I say. Everton wanting to try and get the early goal to get back into this game as we have played just coming towards a minute of the second half. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Have a look at the teams. For Chelsea's Mendy, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Zuma will break off for a moment as Havertz is on the run out wide to Alonso. Alonso coming forward. Inside the penalty area, Alonso across, shot blocked, push for round ball, nothing given by Chris Cameron or the VAR people at the moment in time. Sigurdsson holds up his man, it feeds into Gomez, and Chelsea under a bit of pressure at the moment. Richarlison back his head on off for Gomez, and Digne has it. So it's Mendy in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen and Zuma, James, Jorginho, Kovacic, Alonso, Havertz, Hudson-Odoi and Werner, Rizabalaga, Rudiger, Silva, Kante, Pulisic, Drew, Mount, Jewell and Ziyech on the bench. As for Everton, Pickford, Olgate, Godfrey, Keane, Digne, Allen, Sigurdsson, Iwobi, Richarlison, Cavalier and Gomez, bench of Virginia, Tyra, King, and Kunu, Bernard, Broderick, Davis, John, and Onyango as Everton and Chelsea yet to make a sub in this game as Chelsea knock it back and Everton get it back with Pickford out wide. It goes to Olgate. Olgate down the line looking for Cavalier to chase. Cavalier can't pick up as now it's Jorginho. Jorginho comes forward for Chelsea attacking the Matthew Arding stand. As the ball is out wide with Reece James now. Reece James controls well away from Luca Dean, who manages to get back and put a blocking on the cross, and he's behind for a throw to Chelsea, which James will take at the start of the second half. Werner back to James. Back to Azpilicueta. Back to Christensen, and Chelsea will look to get back in this game as Richarlison controls well. And is off for Azpilicueta for a throw to Everton. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary, football commentary live. It's Chelsea against Everton. Hopefully you're doing okay. If you have just tuned in, where have you been for the first half? You missed Godfrey putting through his own net to give Chelsea the lead. which is what they're still leading by right now. Sigurdsson sees a ball going to play off of him for a throw to Chelsea, which is taken by Aspilicueta to Christiansen and back into Mendy now, and Mendy controls well. And Mendy across to Christiansen, down there for Aspilicueta. Aspilicueta comes forward inside to Jorginho, across to Kovacic, and Kovacic is the ball forward. What's Nadoy? Back he goes to Zuma, across into Christiansen, back into Edouard Mendy, into Jorginho, turns away, but Allen puts him under pressure, but he still manages to get away from Allen, and then feeding to Werner, and then Havertz to James, down the line towards Havertz again, who is controlling the ball well. Chelsea 1, Everton 0 is the scoreline. We have played 4 minutes of the second half as Christensen has possession. And here's Havertz on to Kovacic. Down the line it goes. Into Havertz now. Havertz wide to James. Havertz trying to play back to James, who's gone down under a challenge there from Digne Keane, I think it was. There's a yellow card there to Luca Dean. He's his second man that goes into the book this evening. Allgate is the other one. And Luca Dean and Mason Allgate, the two full backs, need to watch their step now and watch every tackle they make. As Alonso and James is over this free kick. Will it be the left footer of Alonso to whip this ball in, or will it be the right footer Reece James? Send this ball in from this free kick just outside the penalty area on the right hand side for Chelsea. Left hand side is Everton defend until the Matthew Harding stand. So Alonso towards goal and just over the bar. Pickford got a touch, it's gone into the referee Chris Kavanagh, and he tips it behind for a corner. Good effort there from the left back of Chelsea's. James down the line. Aspilicueta appeals for offside, nothing given. James has it back. Jorginho. Kovacic. Alonso. It's forced back to Kovacic. To Christiansen. Back into Mendy. Back on to Aspilicueta. Aspilicueta comes forward. Good ball forward towards Callum Hudson-Odoi. And that ball from Godfrey is out of play. So a throw to Chelsea. Hudson-Odoi trying to get in behind Godfrey there, but Godfrey managed to stand up well and put a block onto it and keep the effort away from goal. Chelsea leading by a goal to nil. If you've just joined us here on Football Commentary Live, the home of alternative commentary, as Leeds United play later on tonight against West Ham in the Premier League. Chelsea in action tonight though, Leeds' next opponents. So I'll be keeping, as I said, I'm a Leeds fan, so I'll be keeping an eye on how Chelsea are doing today. As James does well into Werner. Werner away from his man. So going Werner into Kovacic. Kovacic is through to Havertz. Back into Kovacic. He's got Alonso outside of him if he needs him, and he does. And now puts the ball outside of him. Rosenberg goes inside. Crossing towards the penalty. Havertz brings it down. Havertz scores! But the referee is disallowed, I think. Has he been disallowed for handball? I think he's been disallowed for handball. I'm just going to watch this replay. Havertz is claiming at the top of his arm. Everybody else claiming handball. It looks very, very tight, this. Don't think the referee's giving it yet though. Let's have a check on this. Looking at, well, I'm just looking at it. And from my angle there, it is his hand. So I don't think this will count. The whistle went shortly after. Referee VAR Mike Logan checking this. Looks as though he did his hand, but VAR Mike Logan's checking this at Stockley Park. We're just watching this again, looking at what VAR checking. Was very well, taken down very well. Just looking at the angle there, just looking down. You look like at the bottom of the t-shirt, which is, and he's been given his handball. And the goal has not been given. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Kai Havertz's goal, which was stuck away superbly well, has been disallowed by VAR. Well, it was disallowed by the referee Chris Kavanagh at first, but then Michael Oliver checked on VAR and agreed with Chris Kavanagh's decision that it was an handball and shouldn't be disallowed there. But Chelsea are playing back. Tom Davies is ready to come on for Everton now, and he will look to put a bit of pressure on the Chelsea defenders. Alex Iwobi is the man who has gone off. In the 56th minute, and Davis is on. First change, and he's been made by Carlo Ancelotti and Everton. So it could be a change of system now. Could potentially be a 4-3-1-2 now for Everton rather than a 4-4-2, which is what they were kind of playing in the first half. Let's go through gets the ball through. It's Davis versus for Davis on to Sigurdsson. And now it's on to Richarlison! And Richarlison puts it wide! Richarlison had a chance to level for Everton against Chelsea. Sigurdsson played him through, but he fires it just the wrong side of the post and behind. And how did he miss that? I think he slipped as he shot and he skied it wide on the post and into the shed end behind the goal, which is being watched over by Mendy. Chelsea 1, Everton 0 is a scoreline here on Football Commentary Live. The other alternative commentary. And the alternative commentator Russ Vernon bringing you this game is Chelsea 1, Everton 0, 57 minutes on the clock, and we're into the second half. We'll play 12 minutes of the second half as Pickford kicks the ball downfield. We've had a goal disallowed for VAR review for an handball, which was usually called by Chris Kavanagh, but VAR Michael Oliver double checked to make sure Chris Kavanagh had called it correctly, which unfortunately for Chelsea he had. Otherwise Chelsea would have been 2-0 up. It was Kai Havertz who put the ball in. We appeared to handball it in the process. Here's James. James strikes with just wide of the post in the end for Reece James. Reece James is going close for Chelsea there, but can't find the target. And Chelsea will look to try and get a second to secure the 3 points. As Everton, with it being 1-0 still, well, I think they've got a chance of getting back into this. And the way that Everton have played in recent matches, you can find that bit of spark in front of goal and find a bit of form in front of goal as well, it could happen. Chelsea with the ball forward. And it comes to Davison. He ties it well for Keane back to Pickford. Which long up towards halfway. Digne's there, but moves out to reach James. But Gomez picks up and here's the ball forward. Looking for Calvert-Lewin and Digne, but over both of them. And Chelsea have possession back and he's back with Mendy at the moment in time. 59 minutes on the clock. And Chelsea leading by that goal to an own goal from Ben Godfrey in the first half. As here's James across into Kovacic. And then further across to Zuma. Zuma down the line it goes. Good footwork this. Here's Zuma into Kovacic. Kovacic coming forward. The rule from Kovacic into Alonso. Alonso goes down. How wide it goes. Yeah. It's Callum to the door whose shot is tipped over by Pickford. And Chelsea win another corner. Gosh, just coming up towards the hour mark now. 60 minutes on the clock. Almost. Chelsea leading by a goal to us. Pickford tipped that ball over the bar. Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Ball in towards the penalty area, flicked all the way across. And now Jorginho has it back to Kovacic, and Kovacic will keep hold of possession. Hudson-Odoi down the line for Alonso. Back for Hudson-Odoi once more. Hudson-Odoi gives the ball away as Olga comes rushing forward for Everton. And it's got a good pass out wide to Richarlison. Got Sigurdsson and Cavalier inside the penalty area. He's over Cavalier head. He comes towards Sigurdsson who keeps the move alive. Back into Digne. Can't pick out Sigurdsson who tries to push James under a bit of pressure. And James just lets the ball run out of play for a goal kick to Chelsea, which Mendy will take. 61 minutes gone in the second half. I've got a couple of contenders in my mind for man of the match this evening. As we've just seen the Godfrey own goal again, there was nothing Godfrey could do about that. Goal for Chelsea, put Chelsea into the lead. Richarlison is doing a bit of pressing up front, but Chelsea bypass that press and can come forward. But Sigurdsson piling on the pressure again here now, and Chelsea having to go back to keep hold of possession. But now finds James inside the Everton half. James puts the ball across towards Hudson-Odoi, but Pickford comes out to clear and he wants players to get forward, so instead he rolls out for Allen onto Gomez. Gomez controls well, turns away Gomez. Out wide to Richarlison. Richarlison, the Brazilian, into Davis, the Englishman. He's the Icelandic Sigurdsson. Back to Davis. Gone for the Englishman. And across there to Michael Keane, the fellow Englishman in the back. To the fellow England international Pickford. Hands on hips before pointing to Keane to where he wants to go. Takes it towards the other way and then lifts it out and slips as he does that, but finds Olga to his intended target. Davis hits the ball forward. Charleston's beaten to the ball and Everton win it back as Sigurdsson picks up now. Olga back to Michael Keane. Good pressure there. This ball on the top of Calvert-Lewin. But Reece James is back there to do some fantastic defending. And Chelsea all leading by a goal to nil here on your alternative commentary, football commentary live. 2-1 Chelsea lead. There's Chelsea. Coming forward again, it was Canvas round the keeper. If he finishes him down, it's a penalty to Chelsea. Penalty to Chelsea. And Chelsea, Havertz takes him out Pickford. He will not be sent off for denying a close run opportunity or a last man. Challenge goes to his defenders, getting back to clear. Will Chelsea win a penalty? And it's Jorginho to take. Can he make it 2 for Chelsea? Pickford making him wait. Jorginho against Pickford. Chance to make it 2-0 on 65 minutes. Jorginho steps up, skipping a jump and puts it into the bottom corner. Bottom left corner, and Chelsea take a 2-goal lead now. And on 65 minutes, Chelsea are running away with this now. Good penalty. Sent Pickford the wrong way. Nothing he could do about it. Skip and a jump. His usual tradition from the penalty spot. And then puts it into the bottom corner after Pickford had dove to his left. Puts it to his right. Chelsea's left, and Chelsea leading by 2 goals to 65 minutes. And Chelsea could be on course now for 3 vital points in this game, going into the Leeds United game as well, which is a big game. This one, it's Chelsea and Everton are very, very close in the league table between each other. As Mount comes on for Callum Hudson-Odoi. And Chelsea lead by 2 goals to 0 in this game. And Everton now attacking. All the way down the left hand side. No free kick. Flagged by the assistant referee James Manuel Nichols there, or the nodding by Chris Kavanagh. Chelsea 2-0 up, which have just joined us, the Old Football Commentary Live, the alternative commentary. Thomas Tuchel looks like he'll be keeping his unbeaten run so far going in this game. He's unbeaten in all 10 League and Cup matches before this under Thomas Tuchel. Winning 7 of those, looks like he'll be unbeaten in all 11 the League and Cup games under Thomas Tuchel. Winning 8 of those matches, unless Everton stage a dramatic comeback and still all 3 points here. Chelsea 2-0 up. Back it goes. Zuma's down injured, so referee Chris Kavanagh will halt proceedings and let the Chelsea defender receive a bit of treatment here. Chelsea 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline. He played the ball down to Havertz and then he just slipped, and it looks like his left knee has gone from underneath him there. Zuma could be out for some time. We've got Thiago Silva on the bench, Rudiger also on the bench. If he has to be come off in, which I think he possibly has to do, as we just see what happened here again. Zuma played the ball forward with his right foot, and then loses his footing on his left. Looks like his knee jolted as he lost his footing on the left hand side, on his left hand side. And it looks like Tony Tuchel will be about to lose Kurt Zuma, who tonight is doing fairly well so far. Sigurdsson, the Everton captain, comes off in the 70th minute, and he's replaced by Josh King, the former Bournemouth man. So the fielder off with striker on, potentially 4-3-3 now, with Allen, Davis, and Gomez in midfield, with Charleston and King either side of Calvert-Lewin for Everton now. And that's what it looks like with Calvert-Lewin through the middle, King on the right, and Charleston on the left. As Chelsea hit the ball forward. Zooming back closer, looks like he'll be okay to continue for now. But for how much longer we have to wait and see us. Then we'll leave the throne for James's. See Josh King there? King is yet to go off the mark in his 6 previous outings for Everton since joining the Toffees from Bournemouth. In all competitions. Chelsea 2, Everton 0. As is Reece James coming forward. Here's Mason Mount now. Mount forward into Werner. Digne teams away from Mount, and now Gomez has possession for Everton. He's got Richarlison running down in front of him. We can't pick him out. Let's put got to intercept. And now Mason Mount onto Tino. Alves onto Werner. Back onto Alves. And now it's Jorginho. And Jorginho does well here. Into Mountain now. Chelsea keeping possession well. As Piliqueta keeps on the ball. Towards Mount. Giving it away. Digne is there. Luca Digne across to Michael Keane, back to Pickford, who kicks long and slices close. Gomez is there to retrieve for Everton and knocks the ball inside. Here's Allen. Allen across now to Michael Keane. Keane with the ball forward. The ball forward down the line it goes to Josh King. Back he goes. Allgate with the cross. Towards Calvert-Lewin in there. Everton trying to force strategy. Address connects to Fabzi now. According to the referee, it looks as though Address pushed Allgate in the back there, which he did. But the referee didn't see nothing untoward with that. Everton 2-0 up here against Chelsea. Games we've got coming up on the channel starts on next batch of commentaries on the channel is on Wednesday evening. We'll bring you commentary between Man City and Southampton with Mike Orneman, and Liverpool will beat Leipzig with John Kane as just balls in from Digne, cleared away by Chelsea and Kovacic gives possession away. Now Digne has it back. Here's Allen to Davis. Out wide to Allgate. Back into Davis. Step back down the line towards Allgate. Alonso's there to Zuma. Zuma trying out his left knee. Seems to be okay at the moment. His ball is in front, but Everton have it back and coming forward again. Here's Davis. Davis turns away. Here's Allen. Good bit of play from Allen tonight. Here's Gomez. Here's Godfrey forward to Richarlison. He's onside with Richarlison. And then Richarlison Doru's on the ball and Reece James comes across him. To behind for a corner to Everton. So Richarlison up there now. Keane and Aldgate up there. Godfrey up there as well. Potentially Sigurd, potentially Davis in there. King in there now as well. Gomez, Pavlo and Richarlison. Possibly only Alan Digne staying back as it's corners with 2. There's a penalty area cleared away. Here's Gomez on the edge on the penalty area. Falls back to halfway. Where Alan is. Alan. Oh, why? That one is Davis. Down the line towards Josh King. With the ball in from Josh King. Is he? King wins a corner. Good work from Josh King. I thought he tried to get the cross in round, but Zuma got back well to block off the cross there and do very, very well there. 2-0 Chelsea even, not 2-0 to Everton. I need to put my teeth back in, just 1 minute. There we go, 2-0 Chelsea lead. 74 minutes gone. Going to the final 15 minutes of this match. And the scorers killed him, and he's come all the way through. But Mendy has gone down as a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Well, on the goal line, on Mendy. And Mendy stayed down in there. And it's Aldgate who pushes in, and then Godfrey comes flying in. As everyone had to go for the ball, is missing, and just comes clattering in to Mendy. Mendy staying down, his body's inside the goal line. Bernard comes on for Everton now. Their third and final change, and this Gomez off for Bernard on 76 minutes. And Everton will look to try and get a goal back. Here's Digne with a throw for Bernard, who's just come on the field of play into Richarlison. Lovely cross field ball into Tom Davis, whose shot is blocked, and Everton trying to get a goal back level. Quality now Mason Mount away for Chelsea. Can he make it 3-0 here? Mason Mount. Still going Mason Mount, but it's held off well by Allen and Davis, and then Davis pushes him over. The referee says nothing to orders. Everton fetch the ball away. It's Bernard. As Everton try and get back into this game. Here's Digne. Mount. Alonso. Mount again. We'll run this for Mason Mount. Now back to Timo Werner. Werner to the box. Comes to Mason Mount. Shot blocked. And Godfrey and Aldgate can get the ball clear between them. Jorginho now. Here is Jorginho again. And he's back with Zuma now, who seems to have recovered from the earlier injury to his left knee, it would seem. But if he plays on, it could make it worse and could be out for some time. So we'll have to wait and see how he goes and how he continues. It seems to be okay now. Here's Jorginho on to Aspilicueta forward to Aves, back into Jorginho, and Jorginho back to Christensen finds Zuma. Zuma inside to Kovacic. Here's Aves. How wide it goes. Alonso. Zuma. Kovacic. Zuma. Christensen. Aspilicueta. Kovacic. Good player is Mount. Good ball away for Reece James. Mount again. Reece James again. Aspilicueta. Jorginho. Christensen. Jorginho gives possession away. It's Davis looking to try and get Everton back in this. Everton get a goal now. Could be the final, maybe 11 minutes or so as we play 78 minutes of this game. It's Godfrey now. Out wide. To Digne. Digne gives the ball away. Right, Bernard, and Bernard brings down his man, and Chelsea have a free kick foul on Mason Mount, who stand on the floor, and Chelsea make in their third and final change. Well, making their second change, Chelsea with N'Golo Kante coming on. We've just gone into the final 11 minutes of this game, and he's replaced Kovacic, who hasn't really done much today for Chelsea. As Werner's in there, and Werner's shot is saved by Pickford, and Timo Werner should have made it 3-0. Should have done much better there. Chelsea are 2-0 to the good here now, and Werner makes a fantastic stop. Forces the Pickford into a fantastic stop. 2-0 Chelsea lead. Coming towards the final 10 minutes, 14 attempts on target for Chelsea compared to 6 and 1 on target. Chelsea complete domination. As Mount puts ball in his headed towards goal there by Zuma, who seems to be doing well. And Chelsea doing very well to keep all the possession. Godfrey hits the ball forward. Here's Havertz. Can't keep all the possession. Bernardo gets it back, and now Bernardo going forward. Back inside to Allen. There's Allen. It's Digne. And now Bernard. Allen. Allen. And Allen's in the position is N'Golo Kante's forward. Into Timo Werner. Werner goes down. No penalty. And great decision. And now Bernard has skipped away from one. Can't put the ball through. And Chelsea have it back. And then N'Golo Kante now. End to end. It's like table tennis now. One side to another. And Chelsea in the middle of the park. And that's the question now. How wide it goes to Reece James. And now it's Chelsea's turn to attack. If they want to, that is. Well, because at the moment it doesn't seem like they want to attack. The ball's out of play for a throw to Everton. Middle three subs. Chelsea got one sub left. The confection have a Rudiger, Silva, Pulisic, Giroud, Chilwell or Ziyech. Or if need be, you want to give maybe a sort of the Leeds game, you can always switch on Ariza Balaga. Try saying that when you're drunk. I've got a couple of contenders, Mike. I'll for man of the match. I'll message you. I'll send a message through to you when I've chosen my man of the match. There's a few for me. Like I said, Avison's done well today. Werner's done well. Hudson-Odoi did well until he went off. Jorginho's done well in midfield as well for Chelsea. There's a few Everton players who have done well as well, despite 12 being 2 to Chelsea. But here is Bernard. Digne, one of the Everton men who have impressed me tonight. Now, Richarlison, who's another of the Everton men who was impressed. And there's a cross now to Aldgate. Aldgate with the ball in towards the penalty area. But it's going to have a play for a goal kick to Chelsea, which Mendy will take. Still goalless. Well, still 2-0 Chelsea in this game so far. As Mendy hits the ball forward up towards Alonso, flicks the ball on, Godfrey gets the ball forward there, and Chelsea coming back with possessions. Blocked off there is Alonso and goes down. He had it on to his face from Allgate, and Rugby already on the booking. Penalised for that foul there. There's 2 contenders for man of the match tonight, guys. I'm still got another minute or so to make up my mind on which one it's going to be. And as soon as the clock hits 90, I'll announce who I've chosen and the winner to on the screen so you can see what you think to my choice for man of the matches. Football commentary live. We all have alternative commentaries. Finlay, Davis, and now Everton coming forward. Can they? With Michael Keane. On to Tom Davis. He's been robbed of possession, Tom Davis, and now Havertz is through to Werner. Werner short saved. Comes out to N'Golo Kante. Can they make it free? Pickford makes a fantastic stop. And Chelsea almost making it free with Mount to Werner. Werner's shot is saved. Come back out. And as N'Golo Kante thought his name was going to be on the score sheet, Pickford gets up, gets back in position, and pulls off another fantastic save to push it over the bar and behind through the corner. Mount with this corner kick, which was a penalty area, cleared away by Richarlison. And Chelsea being put under pressure now for the last few moments of the game. Wanted to secure all 3 points. And I've made my choice for man of the match. We'll reveal who that is very, very soon for man of the match this evening on this game. It's Chelsea 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline. The ball's in for them. Havertz, one of the contenders for me. Can't hold the possession, keep the ball moving. Chelsea 2, Everton 0. 87 minutes gone in this game at Stamford Bridge. You listen to the home of alternative commentary, football commentary live. This is Richarlison. And Bernard hits it over after a brilliant flick from Davis to team up. And Bernard can't keep his effort down. And the Brazilian can only fire over the bar. And Chelsea look to have secured all 3 points ever since that penalty went in from Jorginho in the 65th minute. Godfrey with the opening goal, 31. Jorginho on 65. Medic 2 is Chelsea against Everton. Is coming to its conclusion now. With Everton their goal now, makes the final in every few moments to get into the final 2 minutes of the match, plus any stoppage time. The final 2 minutes of the 90. Can we see any way back for Everton as Chelsea make their third and final substitution? Kai Havertz is the man going off for Christian Pulisic in the 89th minute. And Havertz has done well tonight. Well, he will be going off very soon. Chelsea have not made a decision for the sub yet. As Josh King goes up possession for Everton. And Everton will see the free kick foul on Tom Davis. Tom Davis on Marcus Alonso. Tom Davis is going to the referee's box for that foul. Pulisic is now on for Chelsea, and it's not Kai Havertz who's gone off. It looked as though it was Kai Havertz, but it was Timo Werner in the end who was gone off. And Chelsea are 2-0 as we've gone into stoppage time now. The 90-minute mark is up. We'll wait to see how many minutes stoppage time, but I can reveal now your man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, is the man who's just been substituted, the man who's still on the field of play, done very well today, not goal, but assisted, and done really well today. Kai Havertz, fantastic performance from him and from the German, to which helped Chelsea, and he's helped Chelsea, which will look like they're going to see how this game is. Havertz is got the man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services here on Football Commentary Live this evening. As we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Chelsea 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline. The ball is down through the play. Josh King is chasing after this. We can't keep it in. And it's behind for the goal kick to Chelsea, which Mendy will take all the time in the world to do. And he'll try and run down the clock as much as he can. Chelsea 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline today. As Chelsea will like we're going to cement the winning run and try and keep the winning momentum going ahead of Leeds on Saturdays. N'Golo Kante edge wide inside the penalty area from a wonderful cross from the left. West Ham v Leeds is just 10 minutes away from kick-off, as we've got 2 minutes left of this game. As Everton looks to try and get a consolation goal to at least take something from this game. As it looks like Chelsea will win this game, and Everton will not be getting their 10th win away from home in the top flight of the season, which would be a new club record. Last time they won 10 away top flight matches in a single campaign was 86-87 when they were crowned champions. They were unbeaten in 9 away league games, won 7 and drawn 2 prior to this. And they've not kept 4 consecutive clean sheets. And the referee, Chris Cameron, has done well today. Chelsea have done well. I think the VAR decision was spot on. Chelsea 2-0 up. Controlling the ball, see this game through now. Zuma will look to see this game out for Chelsea. Here's Christian Pulisic. On to Havertz, whose shot is saved. And Mason Mount has done well tonight since come on in the 16th minute. Look right, look sharp, roll lively. And that's a fantastic save by Jordan Pickford. Chelsea 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline. We're approaching the final 20 seconds or so of this game. This evening, don't forget, coming up on the channel with Mike Orman on Wednesday, Manchester City versus Southampton at 6 o'clock, and then join John Kane at 8 for Liverpool versus RB Leipzig. And there is the full-time whistle, and Chelsea have secured all 3 points. Goals in each half, an own goal from Ben Godfrey and a goal from Jorginho from the third spot sees Chelsea wrap up a 2-0 victory here against Everton at Stamford Bridge. Everton did have their chances but just couldn't find the breakthrough. Chelsea found the net on a couple of occasions. Our verse was your man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. I've been Russ Vernon, and it's finished here. Chelsea 2, Everton 0. And we'll hand back over to the studio where Mike Orman is, and we'll round up the programme. Mike, over to you. Chelsea 2, Everton 0.
Cheers, Russ. Thanks a lot for a great commentary of that game there between Chelsea and Everton. He's going to shoot off now because he's got to go and find somewhere to watch his beloved Leeds away at West Ham. So thank you for that, Russ. Of course, Russ will hopefully be back on Wednesday, probably doing a bit of presenting duty. And I'm sure he'll be back at the weekend, bringing you another live commentary as well. So we've got a couple of comments that have come through. This one here from Paul that said, people often talk about how good a player Mason Mount is, and rightly so, but also he believes that Reece James doesn't get the credit for the work that he puts in, and I think Reece James is a fantastic player as well. Of course, another England international there alongside Mount as well, who done very, very well today. Kai Havertz, the Commentary Services man of the match as well. Thought he got himself a goal in the first half, but he went down, of course, as the Ben Godfrey own goal. Thought he got one in the second half as well, but it was ruled out correctly through VAR. And then, of course, Jorginho put Chelsea 2-0 up from the penalty spot there with, I think it was about 25 minutes or so to go. It was about 25 minutes to go, and a fantastic result for Chelsea, who now moved themselves 4 points clear of Everton in the race for fourth position in the table. And of course, getting into the Champions League, they're already in the Champions League as well, where they lead going into the second leg of that game against Atletico Madrid by a goal to nil. They're also still in the FA Cup and potentially could go on and win that as well. So I thought it was a fantastic performance from Chelsea, a very professional job. Thomas Tuchel is going to be delighted that he's got another victory, another clean sheet. That's 11 unbeaten now going into the game against Leeds, as Russ said, which is live on Saturday lunchtime between 12:30. From 12:30, I should say, from Ellen Road, and of course they go into the next round, the next leg of the Champions League as well. They also play West Brom in league action soon, a game that they very much should be winning. So, of course, let's have a little look at a few more bits of information here that's been sent across. People are saying about Kai Havertz, and it's a great run from Kai Havertz to win the penalty. He was involved in that as well. He was all over the place today. I thought he was one of Chelsea's bright sparks, and he's come good now at last for them. It always looked like he'd get there first, and he has been so sharp all night, which I completely agree with there as well. And from the penalty incident as well, only James Milner in the 2016-2017 season has scored more goals in a single season, with all of them coming from penalties. And James Milner got 7 out of 7, and Jorginho already is 6 from 6, both being penalty specialists. And Everton there, were much the the sort of weaker side, I suppose, really today. They didn't really have a lot of clear-cut opportunities, clear-cut chances, and Chelsea, of course, got the 2 goals, and from then on in, were able to see it out and basically go on and get the victory. But they were saying about obviously Mason Mount. They were saying about a number of other players, Kai Havertz, and everyone that's done very, very well for them tonight. So we're going to wrap it up there. I'll be back with coverage of the live game on Wednesday at the Etihad Stadium between Manchester City and Southampton to see if the citizens could bounce back from their 2-0 defeat, in the Manchester derby yesterday against rivals Manchester United, or whether Southampton can stun them to a second defeat. And following on from that, we've got some Champions League action with John Kane as well to see if Liverpool are able to carry their 2-goal advantage from the first leg and extend on that as well and put their name into the hat for the next round against RB Leipzig. So you've been listening to Football Commentary Live. Give us a follow on our social media at Commentary Live 1, which is the Twitter handle, and at facebook.com/FootcomLive, which is the Facebook handle as well. We'll be back with you on Wednesday night for a double-header. But for tonight's game from the Premier League, as we're just about a moment or two away from the final game of the weekend as well, with West Ham United, against Leeds United, kicking off at 8 o'clock. It's finished from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Everton 0. And we'll be back with a doubleheader on Wednesday night. Big thank you to Russ Vernon, our alternative match commentator as well. Enjoy the rest of your week, as well. And enjoy tonight's game between West Ham and Leeds, which, of course, we're not bringing to you. But hopefully it's a cracking game for anyone that's watching that one. We'll be back with a doubleheader on Wednesday. But it's finished Chelsea 2, Everton 0. Ben Godfrey with the own goal in the first half. Jorginho with a penalty in the second. And we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for listening to the Home of Alternative Commentary, Football Commentary Live, with the man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, going to the German Kai Havertz. Finished Chelsea 2, Everton 0. We'll be back with a doubleheader on Wednesday. See you then.